Okay, so we can go ahead.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, clearly.
I said the NAS100 chart dropped yesterday,
That's one.
like the higher time frame.
Yes, I'm coming. Let me open it.
Okay. Now daily.
Yeah.
So please also ask, is there a CLT approach to this mapping of storyline on higher time frame?
The one?
I said, is there a CLT approach? Because when I checked this chart drop yesterday and I went on YouTube, I was seeing something like candle range theory that is the way they map their directional bias on daily time frame. Like, is there a CLT approach to it?
Hmm. Um, so no, for me, no. I see what is possible. This is something, it's swept and it's rejecting. But for me, I would never engage this. I would never engage this. I have a
Why?
breakout to the downside. Um, Let me see. Yeah, there's this key level, OCL. It seems to have rejected from. And there's a sweep, but this rejection is too weak for me. I would never engage this as a CRT. Um, I'm still going to be very bearish till so for me here made the break of structure, right? Here made the break of structure. So this will have been what I will have engaged with this particular one. This key level here swept all of this liquidity. Sorry, this key level here, after this break, there's all of this liquidity here. All of this. The reason why I would not take this trade from aside from here is because I would always go down to look for an engulfing or a break or a SBR support turn into a resistance or another key level on the 1 hour, right? So this is the liquidity that I marked in the 4 hours. That means I'll be engaging immediately after that liquidity. I've seen this key level as a possible reversal zone. If I don't see anything clear on the 1 hour, as I told you, I go to the 30 minutes. What do I see on the 30 minutes? I have a SBR or a key level that was disrespected on the 30 minutes. That's, sorry, as you saw, I had something marked on the chart. That's exactly the thought pattern, the thought process. Sorry, I just hanging for a minute. So that's exactly the thought process, right? After this, and you can also still, look at it as an engulfing. After this engulfing that disrespected this zone is where my entry will be. Again, I didn't engage it because it was the last, it was like the last day of the month, right? So that's it. So this is how I would engage that. After that engulfing or the break of structure, I just cover the most recent high and then I take it down. Usually, if I don't have an external range target, I'll just do a 3R. So if I don't have a proper external range target, I'll do like 2.5R or 3R. So I don't know. This is a solid key level. I don't know if price rejects. So this is a type of trade that I'll break even. If it reverses, fine. If it doesn't, that's it. So that's how I would have engaged in ZD. I mean, NAS100. Does that cover your question?
Yes.
Yeah. Adding a
Sorry,
form.
I have a question.
Okay.
So I wanted to ask now, you were talking about last day of the month or last day of the week. So
Yeah.
specifically for monthly time frame now. So let's say a month has
Yeah.
ended, right? But
Yes.
just like this now, there seems to be a sale that is not yet completed. So how would you approach it the next month when you see maybe on a lower time frame that there's still a sale yet to be complete? What kind of approach do you really take?
I wish we had a pair to look at now, but I would. You remember? I don't know if you were on the call earlier. I said most times I don't wait. I don't use the word rejecting. I use rejected. I want to see how the month has closed, how the month rather has closed. And for me, this is, even though we are very bullish, I've seen a sweep of the previous a previous monthly high, and I see on the weekly, I'm going to be anticipating before I can be confirmed of anything bearish, I'm going to be waiting for this key level to break. And usually that would not happen till the second week of the month, right? So if you see what I'm saying, like this is from my own personal study. The market will be doing some things like adjusting itself within those early days and late days of the month. How I would approach it is I would wait till it actually rejects. And that's why I would not engage the markets. Some people, sometimes, and I might, if I see something clear, I will. It's just I would minimize my engagement. I would just minimize it to bare minimum, which means it has to be something that is clear, very, very clear before I engage it. And sometimes even those clear ones will still hit SL, right? So when I get on the monthly, I've seen a sweep of that previous monthly high and a rejection. It has closed. Usually what can even still happen is you will even still see that price will come in like this and still give you some buys in the early part of the month, engage a key level before it will continue to sell properly. If it is actually changing trend, like really changing trend. But at the same time, it could easily just, tap into this key level. It will sweep this previous candle, sorry. It will just, not this one. It will sweep this previous weekly low, tap in here, and continue its uptrend. It's very possible. This will just serve as liquidity next week, which would be, the first week of June, of July. That ending of the first week of July will confirm to me my bias, right? Because I believe it will have swept, it will have given the rejection, and I will have had my break of structure back again on the daily, something like that. That will be my anticipation. Because this is actually, well, it's still bearish, but this is a QM actually. So it's actually a strong key level. Cost all of these buys, it even engulfed, it's actually closed above here. So it's very possible this will serve as liquidity like this, and then just tap here and then go, continue bullish. It's very possible. Or we can have a proper break to the downside, give it to us a break of structure for sales, and then I go back to the daily. I'm referring to the weekly rather. I have a break of structure to the downside here. I go down to the daily, and I equally see a break of structure to the downside. It means that I'm good to go to sell. But I will not engage till I see anything. For now, I'm still going to be bearish short term, like 1 to 2 hour type, like short term. So that's how I engage it.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, so Light was asking a question regarding key levels, the best one.
Yes.
Yeah. So, two things determine your key levels that are very important. Number one is your liquidity. In fact, that's the main thing, right? That's why the strategy would always include liquidity. So for you selecting your key levels, you want to see a key level that has what they call multi-time frame alignment. So first thing I look for a key level is the liquidity. And you know, liquidity, there are different types of liquidity. Previous daily high, previous weekly high, previous 4-hour high, structural liquidity, transactional liquidity, external range liquidity, internal range liquidity. All of those are, you know, so for me, I'll just be focusing on internal and external range liquidity. For BTC, where are we here? So on the daily for BTC, I think the liquidity came in for me on the 4 hours. So what validated my key level? I had this daily key level marked since this one. I had it marked since. So I can't engage. I don't see any reason to engage. But because I'm trying to confirm or validate my key levels from the 4 hours, I would be looking for a liquidity sweep on the 4 hours, right? So when that liquidity is swept, I will start to look for the reaction it does in my key level, at my key level. This is, again, I said this in the call in the last video, this is a fair value gap. This is already a point of interest on its own. It then overlaps with a daily key level that it overlaps with a daily key level that overlaps with a 4-hour key level. That makes it strong. So this is how I select my key levels. Another way to select your key levels is you can watch for key levels that have been tested and actually held multiple times. So a pair, maybe I'll go to XAUSD. I think that'll show an example of that. But again, the number one thing is liquidity. That's why I would not even wait for price to get to this key level. I won't wait, because I've seen my sweep of liquidity here already, and price seeks to do two things. That's what my mentor, or the mentor of my mentor always says. So price seeks to do two things. It seeks to seek liquidity and rebalance old imbalances. That's once price does that, those two things, it's happy. It doesn't care about any other key level. Once it takes out liquidity, it rebalances a market imbalance, at least what they call 50% mitigation, which is 50% of that fair value gap. Price is okay to reverse. And that's why all I would need to do after that is to watch what does market do. How does it show me that market sellers are back in control? Does it give to me an engulfing? There is an engulfing here. Why didn't I take it? There is an engulfing here. Why didn't I take it? Right?
Because it's before liquidity.
Because it's, yes, exactly. Because it didn't sweep liquidity first. Another funny thing is this could have been, for me, an entry if I had it. Let me see if there was a key level close to it. I could have made a mistake, like taking a loss, trying to sell from after this liquidity. But let me show you why I wouldn't take that, because there is no 1 hour engulfing. Is there one after this liquidity? Yes, there is one. So this is a possible stop loss right here. The final reason, which sometimes I take or sometimes I don't, is premium and discount zones. That's number one. Sometimes when there is a premium, a discount zone, you can decide to take from a more, so the premium is where you are selling, right? You might decide to take it from a more premium zone, which is around this zone. That's one way to look at it. The other way to look at it is to look for your imbalances. Is there any market imbalance above your POI that you think market might want to rebalance? If you ignore those two things, now trading is so many things involved, right? So that's another reason why I would not even take this loss, because there is an imbalance up here that needs to be rebalanced. I'm looking at that. This is a very huge market imbalance that needs to be rebalanced. So markets will first want to come and rebalance this imbalance first, rather than just leaving this big imbalance before it will continue to sell. So you need to pay attention to where is your liquidity. Do you have an imbalance that is overlapping that imbalance? Or sorry, do you have a key level that is overlapping a major market imbalance? So if your key level is, overlapping an imbalance, right? If it's overlapping an imbalance, it has swept liquidity, or it has been tested. Let me just use tested and trusted, and held multiple times. These are good ways to select your claims. Now, there are some people that only trade what they call fresh and unfresh, or only fresh key levels, which means it has not been tested before. That is for immediate entries. But if you are looking for key levels from the past, the best way to select them are key levels that have been tested in the past. So this, sorry, where are we? Let me see. So this could have been a strong key level. It has been tested multiple times, disrespected. Again, I will be looking at this zone as a crazy sell zone. It's a possible sell zone. It seems to meet a few criteria. There is overlapping imbalance, there is liquidity, and there is a key level that is, but this is a 4-hour key level. What does it look like on the daily? Wow. Okay. This looks like something very good for me to sell, provided we are to stay bearish. It looks good as far as I'm concerned. It has been tested a couple times, used for buys, came back, disrespected. It's like a QM on a key level. It's like a QM key level, but it's actually a support that has turned into a resistance. So for me, this looks like, that's why I like to have these couple of calls or studies. I'll be looking for a reaction here. I'll definitely be looking for a reaction there when price gets to this level for, a possible return back down. So even though the most recent breakout is your upside, but yes, I'll be looking for something like that next week. So let's see how that plays out. So that's how I select my key levels, like literally real time. If I was on the chart, that's what I'll see. I'll be looking for, a nice key level. I'll mark out that key level. And then I go down to the 4 hours. I'm looking for liquidity. What's even great about this place is this is a daily liquidity, previous daily high, serving as internal range liquidity for me, where this would be external range liquidity, which means we want to ride BTC back down to 58K. I'm not a market maker, but I mean, it would have been great if this was an imbalance also on the daily, but I think a 4-hour imbalance would be good. That key level is overlapping with this 4-hour key level, or also here, respected multiple times, disrespected. Key liquidity here, small imbalance that still needs to be rebalanced. I'm looking for that sell. I'll be happy to take a loss on this if I am wrong. I think so. I'll look for a reaction. If I see a 1-hour engulfing, I will take this trade. So I hope that clears out questions for key levels.
Yes, sir, understood.
Yeah. BTC is very manipulative. It can decide to just go, but I think I'll be happy to. Anyway, my stop loss will be well above somewhere because this key level too is a strong one. It's also a good key level to take price from. So I just find a nice stop loss that I'll be happy to lose from. Yeah, I think that will be something. And I'm also looking at, how is price struggling? How is price struggling to get to my key level? Sometimes it doesn't struggle, like here. But if I'm seeing this means that market is a bit choppy. It could also be weekend, but it's telling me that buyers are not really in control in a way. Like the impulsive candles, they are all sell candles. So that's another thing I look at. So yeah, I think we're good for today. If there are any questions, I don't know. I think I'm good for today. We'll probably just look out for how the week will go. If there are any questions during the week? Yeah. Oh, Isaac, hi. How many minutes on this call do we have?
Yeah, I'm good. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good afternoon.
Is it afternoon already? Yeah, still morning. All right. So no questions from you, right?
I joined late actually, so
Okay.
maybe when I watch the recording again, pick
Okay.
one or two.
All right, cool. No worries. Thank you for everyone for joining. To be very honest, this helps me also. So till I decide not to do this for free anymore, I'll still be doing this as I do it for now, for free. So I mean, it helps me to study, it helps me to see things. So I appreciate everyone that joined, and I really do pray that we get it right, and we have a profitable month ahead. So have a wonderful weekend. Bye,
Yeah,
guys.
same to you, sir. It was really very helpful session. Thank you.
Glad it was. Okay.